Cheers, by the way. Now what this video is about is me going on a diet. The reason I'm going on a diet, if you may have seen in a previous video, is because I have a high blood pressure. The high blood pressure is caused by me having a very sedentary job, by me not exercising, and by me making way too much homebrew and consuming it. So, I've actually been on many diets like this one. And I am always successful because I know what I'm doing. Every diet that is successful, every single one of them, is because a person's energy intake is less than what they expend. Notice I didn't say that they eat fewer calories than they burn. I'm going to start saying that, but let me say it now as they eat fewer calories than they burn, and put a little asterisk next to burn, because there needs to be just a few things said about the burn idea. But I can state it exactly as energy in is always equal to energy stored plus energy out. This is a law of physics. It's called the conservation of energy. It's not controversial. It's recognized as being pretty much the absolute truth. There are very few examples where you might say, well, it kind of doesn't apply. And these are examples such as in quantum physics, where you have an uncertainty principle that for very, very short amounts of time, regarding extremely small particles, sometimes the energy can't be pinned down exactly. This is not the kind of thing that's going on in our lives. So when I say energy in is equal to energy stored plus energy out, that goes for you, it goes for me, it goes for Ariel here, it goes for the solar system, it goes for your bed, it goes for your car, it goes for an amoeba. There are no examples of this not being the case. And the right way in dietary terms to put this, again with the little asterisk after burn, is the amount of calories you eat is going to be equal to the amount of calories that get stored in your body plus the amount of calories that you burn. Now, I want to get to why I'm making this video. And I started this diet last August. And after about 6 weeks, I lost about 12 pounds. And then I just sort of drifted away from the diet. I just kind of lost motivation and sort of forgot about it. And I gained all the weight back. So the reason I'm making this video, and I'm going to actually be trying to sound a little bit arrogant in the things that I say. Instead of sort of soft pedaling them, I'm going to try to be like Donald Trump and sort of hit them with the sledgehammer. And the idea is that if I sort of drift away from the diet and I don't actually achieve what it is I'm saying I'm going to achieve, then I'll look like a complete idiot. And avoiding looking like a complete idiot is going to be extra motivation beyond the high blood pressure and whatever else for me to complete the diet. Now, when I say whatever else, I'm at about 196 pounds, if I remember right from my calculations this morning. And that is really unusual for me. I should be around 172. I'm like 25 pounds overweight right now. I'm accustomed to being the person who cannot be exhausted by any aerobic activity, running, whatever it is. I can't get my heart rate up to where as soon as I stop, my heart rate normally would just drop through the floor instantly. I just can't be exhausted. That's always been because of the way that I've always paid attention to health and always tried to be physically fit. That's always been the way I am. I've always been a person just doing pull-ups. Most people can't even do one pull-up. I usually can do quite a few. So I'm kind of in a weird place right now, and I want to get out of it. So I'm going on this diet again. Now this diet again is the only diet that exists. Now some people, they point to something like the Atkins diet, the ketogenic diet, South Beach diet, the Zone diet. That's an interesting one I'll get to in a minute. Where people kind of, if they don't have a background in physics, any background at all, they think that all these different diets are sort of out there, and it's sort of a mystery. It's like the problem hasn't quite been solved. Which diet works? And, oh, this diet works for you, but it didn't work for these other people. And this diet works for you, and we all have to go out and find the diet that works for us. And like it's this big subjective experience. No, that's not the way it works. This is a law of physics. Now, physics is, right, when you talk about these diets, like ketogenic diet or whatever else, basically you've got some sort of amateur biologist, nutritionist maybe, who has written a book, or they're advocating some diet, but it's all about biology. Well, biology is a science which, like all sciences, rests upon the foundation of physics. Anything in that book that violates a law of physics, such as the conservation of energy, it means it's wrong. It means it's not true. So let me give you an example of, this is something that I like to call light switch thinking in a statistical world. Suppose you meet some person who just smokes cigarettes all day long. Maybe they go through 1 or 2 packets all day long. Packets? Is that what they're called? 1 or 2 packs all day long. God, so you can tell I don't smoke. I can't even come up with the word pack. Then again, it may be because I'm on my 3rd homebrew. And you get annoyed with this person that's smoking all the time. Or maybe you're just one of those annoying, obnoxious individuals who likes to tell people, other people how to run their lives. And you say to them, you know, smoking cigarettes knocks 25 years off of your lifespan. Now, I just made up the number, 25 years, but there is research out there that tells, you know, you can get the average number of years that's knocked off of the lifespan. And you say something like that to them, and they come back with, that's not true. My neighbor's grandfather smoked 2 packs of cigarettes his whole life and lived to 104. Okay? This is a person who's using light switch thinking in response to a statistical problem. Because when somebody says that smoking cigarettes decreases your lifespan by 25 years, they're making a statistical argument, right? I mean, if somebody starts at age 16 and they get cancer at age 30 and it kills them, largely because of smoking cigarettes, it's knocked a whole lot more than 25 years off their life. On the other hand, there are these people who live to be 100 and they just keep smoking cigarettes, right? But somewhere in there, right, you have this bell-shaped curve. Somewhere in there is an average. And this person who says, now, my grandfather's neighbor lived to 104 smoking 2 packs a day, they're like that extremely obnoxious person who, when you start talking about something, maybe you say Asians typically have IQs of 107, which is higher than anyone else's, and they say, you're generalizing. I knew an Asian who was just dumb as a box of rocks. These are people who, I don't know at what stage of intellectual development they're at. Whenever you hear someone say, you're generalizing, you know they're going to say something stupid. And that you know that you have to sort of, see, this is me deliberately being arrogant. You have to lower yourself to their level and try to bring them up. They think they are splitting an important hair and that they're making an important point, when all they're really doing is dragging the level of conversation down to their level. And you have to sort of bring them up. Whenever somebody says, you're generalizing, that they are not contributing to the conversation. They are dragging it down.
We've all been in a situation where you make a generalization, which is statistically accurate for the majority of the cases that you're referencing. So you might say something like, on average, men are taller than women. Okay, that is a precisely correct statement. But in every crowd, there's going to be someone who said, that's not true. I know a woman who's much taller than men. Well, okay, that person was thinking about your sentence differently from how you actually worded it. And they're living in the exceptions of the generalization that you're making. Another one is, if you might say, most water bottles are made of plastic. Just say that, okay? It's a stupid example, but it'll make the point. And then someone says, no, I know about this other bottle that's made of glass, right? Again, these two statements are not conflicting with one another. But it's because these people are in your audience, it almost forces you to have to say, most, but not all, are made of plastic. And most, but not all, you can't get more literarily redundant than that. Yet the language was constructed to handle the people in the audience who are not thinking statistically right alongside your sentence.
Because they're making a light switch. They're having a light switch argument. They're making a light switch argument in response to a statistical problem. Well, the thing with diet books, I think this is the way most people approach diet books or dieting in general, is they think it's just this big mystery out there. And that this person thinks this thing, and this person thinks this thing, and there's new research every day on this. And diet books actually promote themselves this way. Like, it's the new diet revolution. And there's some woman, and she's on the cover of the book, and she's fit and trim, and she's wearing a business suit, and she's going like this. And she looks like she's got her whole life together. And you're going to buy that diet book because, wow, she looks like she really knows. And it's the new diet revolution. This is going to fix all the problems and erase all the myths. And finally, I'm going to be able to lose weight. Oh, Jesus. No. If you understand the physics of it, you know that dieting is something that it's settled science in the most extreme sense of the term. It's conservation of energy. Calories in versus calories stored and calories out. That's it. There's nothing else. If someone does the Atkins diet and they lose weight, it's not because of the protein, it's not because of an insulin response, it's because of the calories. They could have had Hostess cupcakes or ding-dongs or Twinkies. There was some guy who actually, I think he's a nutritionist at a university who wanted to make this point to his students. So for an entire semester, if I recall correctly, and I probably don't because it's been so long, but he went on a Twinkie diet. I think he cheated and he ate some vegetables at home once in a while. But his whole point was that it's the calories. And it is. It's the calories. That's it. There's nothing else. If you go on the South Beach diet and you are successful, it's not because you went on the South Beach diet. It's because you ate fewer calories than you burned, with a little asterisk after it. I'll get to that probably in a later video. You could have just as well eaten Twinkies. So, anyway, this video hopefully is short and sweet. It's probably a lot longer than I think it is. And I am now on a video, now on a diet, and I will expand upon this in the future. Hopefully some people will absolutely hate what I've had to say so far. Hopefully they'll share this video and say, look at this idiot, what a freaking moron this guy is. They'll share the video. Other people will say, wow, he's a moron, and they'll point out in the comments why I'm such a moron, because that'll give me something to talk about in the next video. But I'm going to try to make this short instead of a half an hour like some of the comments that I've made before, so that I have something to talk about on future videos.